Everyone, this is Naresh IAS Academy digital platform, and now I am continue answer writing session for IAS mains exam on general studies question paper third. As you know, I have discussed an important part for answer writing on GS paper 1 and GS paper 2 already, and this is the third paper, and later on I will discuss the fourth paper, essay writing paper, and the optional history. So many students are continuously sending their answer in both Hindi and English medium, and one answer is displaying of a student. This answer has been written by a candidate and we have selected, and the answer is of that question. The question was asked by UPSC in IAS mains exam year 2022 from the environment section, and you have to write answer of that question in 150 words, and the maximum marks are the 10. Okay, 150 words means what? You have to write answer within the 6 minutes. How to answer writing, how to maximize our marks, I have already discussed all the strategies on the answer writing session in GS paper 1 and GS paper 2. So you must watch and listen these videos. Okay, and you may also contact for the offline classes, and those students are not able to get help from any coaching classes, then they must listen my videos on GS paper 1 and GS paper 2 on YouTube channel. I have discussed already these papers according to the syllabus. Okay, so this is the question. Discuss in detail the photochemical smog, emphasizing its formation, effects and mitigation. Explain the 1999 Gothenburg Protocol. Okay, so first we have to read and analyze the answer of the candidate. The answer is photochemical smog is a type of air pollution that is seen in metropolitan cities around the world such as Delhi, London and Los Angeles in the United States, and sometimes it is called the Los Angeles smog. Okay, now the paragraph change. It is formed by the chemical reaction of harmful gases such as nitrous oxide and sulfur dioxide emitted from industries and vehicles, and this reaction takes place in sunlight. And the answer on the next page, its harmful effect is in the form of serious disease on human health, while plants and animals are also affected by it, and the quality of air becomes weak and urban life becomes unlivable. And the paragraph again change, its mitigation is possible through government and international efforts. The Gothenburg Protocol of 1999 enshrines a variety of provisions in this regard, as the production and emission of these gases by the member nations should be minimized or completely banned. Although this treaty is not fully effective as of now, the problems appears to be in a global context. This is the answer, and I can say the student have tried to writing between the line, or sometimes he has followed the direction, but the length of answer is not complete, and you may write some other words because you have given the 150 words, and you might discuss some other concept in this. So definitely I can say the answer is deserving for the average marks. So the candidate may get 4 marks out of 10. And you know, if we have to ensure our selection IAS exam, definitely we have to ensure 50% marks always, because this is the high, the tough competition among the excellent in the country, you know. So then how can we maximize our consequences, and how can we opt the maximum marks? This is the great challenge. But simply, as I am saying in the each answers, and I have already discussed in the previous videos, again you should try to understand the essence of the question, and definitely you dissect the question in 2 or more than 2 parts and then try to link them. This is the nature of UPSC, okay. If you have completely understand the demand of question, so this is not too difficult to writing the answer between the line, as I personally realize this. So there are the 4 uh, part of the question, you can say. Photochemical smog, first we have to discuss its formation, second the effect, third is the mitigation, or fourth is the Gothenburg protocol and its implications, right. Then introduction is sufficient, and we can say here the one point, sometime it is called the Los Angeles smog 2. The first you have to start your answer with changing the paragraph. Formation of the photochemical smog. Photochemical smog is formed by the chemical reaction of primary pollutants and the secondary pollutant. You have to insert such words, primary pollutants and the secondary pollutants. The primary pollutants are those directly responsible for smog or any kinds of pollution, but the secondary pollutants may cause to a pollution and are not directly involved in this process. So then primary pollutants, just like nitrous oxide, so many oxides of nitrogen and the sulfur dioxide primarily. So then they emit from the industries or our vehicle industry, okay, and they directly reach in the earth's atmosphere, and where they react with the sunlight and the photochemical is formed. So the photochemical definitely is a consequence of the primary and the secondary pollutants with the sunlight, and in the photochemical smog there is a much density of smoke and the particles, and we can say this is a density of aerosols, and that's why the visibility immediately decrease and all the human life or biodiversity is adversely affected. So this is the formation part only. Second, you have to clear the effects. So then you must change the paragraph. There are so many effects have been studied as the consequence of photochemical smog. First, it have adversely affected the human health. Different kinds of disease have been seen on the human life, and also the biodiversity, just like a plant are facing scarcity of sunlight for forming the photosynthesis, and also it is affecting the biodiversity or life in the marine environment, and also due to the photochemical smog all the human sphere definitely have adversely affected, because the cost of living is increasing in the metro cities. Most of part of our income we are bound to spend on our health issues, okay. So these are the impact of them. You must written that the effects of the photochemical smog are under the analytical approach, and its wider implications are studied by the various countries and the research organization. And then you again change the paragraph and you have to explain the mitigation. You know, the UPSC have not applied the term ended, finished, abolition, simply the mitigation. Why? Because if we have controlled the anthropogenic factors, man-made factors, but there are the natural process, this is responsible for the photochemical smog. Volcanoes, then volcanoes are the primary or the natural factors emitting the sulfur dioxide and the other gases. Finally they are the cause of photochemical smog, and the geysers, water geysers are also the another factor. So how can we mitigate this? Because due to the human efforts or human activities, the criticalness and the severity of the photochemical smog has reached at the critical level. So, we should try to minimize the production of such kinds of product. They are the cause of sulfur dioxide or different oxides of the nitrogen gas. For example, we have to invest the modern technology in our vehicle industries and the industrial sectors, because these are the two prime factors are responsible for emitting the harmful gases. And if we have succeed to regulate the anthropogenic factors, however, the natural factors will be continue. So, the problems of photochemical smog cannot be completely abolished from the earth's atmosphere. And finally, the fourth part, you have to explain that in this direction, in 1999, Gothenburg city of Sweden, country of European continent, started a serious concern regarding this, and primarily the treaty target the European nations, but finally it became a global treaty, and the treaty have emphasized to mitigate or to achieve the target of the emissions of the different gases like the sulfur dioxide, nitrous oxide and the other gases. So, most of countries are bound to achieve their goals, but being a treaty, the problems is continue. So, why the problem is we are sustaining in our life? It means the treaty doesn't have penalties or the mandatory provisions. So, the treaty must include the offences, must be considered as the criminal action, and those countries are not targeting their commitments. They should be punished rigorously, and those countries have not become the part of the treaty. These countries must bring under the umbrella of the countries. So, the Gothenburg Protocol in future may be too much effective, but we have to amend the treaty and we have to insert the strongly the penalized provisions in the treaties. Okay, in this way you should write your answer, then definitely you may get up to the 70 or 80% marks. This is the way of answer writing. Okay, thank you.